Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, crypto traders, hodlers, and investors. Welcome to Crypto Traders Room. This is your host, Crypto Trader, and one of the only places where we keep it real with honesty and integrity. And if you're a new-time viewer, welcome. Thank you for finding us. It's a pleasure to have you. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. And stay connected with us on Steam, Twitter, as well as Facebook. And if you're interested, don't forget to sign up for our mailing list as well as our general chat room, our Slack chat room. And you can do that by going to CryptoTradersRoom.com and clicking on where it says sign up for general chat room. And then you'll get a questionnaire and just answer that questionnaire truthfully. And once we get the questionnaire and we vet it, we'll go ahead and send out an invite. But Roberto, Darkness, SE, Skytech, Marian, what is up? Welcome. And I do apologize for not being able to do a live stream on Wednesday. Had a lot of things going on. Still got a lot of things going on, but I couldn't miss 2 days of live streaming, so I had to make up for it. But I do apologize for not being able to do a live stream. And unfortunately, next week, I will not be able to live stream at all, as I will be traveling for Thanksgiving holiday. And anybody that is traveling for the holiday, definitely have a safe trip and enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family, friends, your loved ones, whoever it might be. But what is going on? Suzanne, welcome. Hello. And it's cryptocurrency market. The market cap has peaked over $228 billion. So let's see if that's exactly what it's at now, or if it's come down a little bit. But yeah, this is the highest it's been, $228.8 billion. So huge increase, from 11 months ago when, it was barely getting up to what, 60? Let's take a look at it. I'm trying to remember what it was. So $230 billion currently right now. And a lot of that is being held up by BTC, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, of course. Those top three are really dominating, over $180 billion in market cap for those three. Wait, let's see if I can get this to work. Been having computer issues, so we might have this thing freezing up on me occasionally here and there. But let's just see when it basically peaked at 45, May 7th, basically May 8th. It just peaked over $50 billion market cap. So that's huge. That is a huge increase to the current $230 billion. But it's a little scary, to be honest with you, that, it's really the major three, BTC, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, that are really holding this market cap up, with being over $181 billion. So if we have a major correction with BTC, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, of course, the market cap's going to take a dump as well, too. Unfortunately, you got to take the good with the bad. Daniel, welcome, buddy. How's the strong hands doing? But yeah, that's the market cap. So things are up. But unfortunately, like I said, it's those three that are really dominating this current market as of right now. And, as we saw last week, Bitcoin Cash overtook Ethereum momentarily, for a split second before really being dumped. And that was when BTC was being dumped. And of course, Bitcoin Cash, as well as Bitcoin Gold, were being pumped up. And Bitcoin Cash definitely overtook Ethereum, but, it's still down a lot from its all-time high of almost 3,000 that it was. So unless it can get back up there, I don't really see it overtaking Ethereum. But Ethereum has been lagging. So we're going to take a look at, of course, BTC, Ethereum, as well as Litecoin, because Litecoin did have a nice run up to the upside. Yes, this is the first Friday without a dip. But yeah, we'll see what happens next week, with the holiday coming up for especially, anybody that's in the US that's going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. People could be locking in the profits, especially if they're not going to be in front of their computer. So it's definitely a good sign right now. But next week, we could definitely take a turn for the worse. That's just my speculation. But yeah, BTC, if anybody was following it, hit 8,000 on Bitfinex. I'm sure it hit 8,000 on a couple of different exchanges. On GDAX, it did not hit 8,000, unfortunately, but it might as well have. It got very close to it. Ethereum is up 1.8%. Bitcoin Cash 6.8%. Litecoin up 7%. So those really are the ones that are really leading in this overall market and really bringing it up to that $230 billion. So 250 can definitely be in sight as long as it holds up in its current level that it's at. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. And of course, BTC had that huge drop. So if anybody took advantage of it, in the to be 6,000 range. You know, for it to come up this quick, almost 50% increase all the way up to 8,040. And this is on Bitfinex that we're looking at on the 1 hour price action movement. Yeah, this is huge. This is huge. And it did form a cup with a very small handle. Now, you know, looking at this is still in the formation of a handle. Unless this can break out above $8,040 on Bitfinex, that's when the handle will be broken. But currently right now, it is of a handle, even though, you know, it did dip to 7,511 bucks, something to that extent. Let's see exactly what it was. 7,508 bucks. 7,510 bucks was a low that it set from the high that it hit of 8,040 bucks. So this is still in the formation of a handle. We'll see exactly, you know, if this does have a downtrend going forward to form even a bigger handle. And if it does, you know, where could it really come back down to? I usually, you know, like to think about it as, you know, maybe 40% retracement, you know, from its high to its low. So that would probably put it right somewhere in the range of 7,000. You know, if the handle does continue to form. But as of right now, it's still looking good that it can break out above the 8,040 bucks. And if it does get above that, then it's not a true cup and handle formation because it broke out above that high of 8,040 bucks. But currently right now, 7,907 is still in the formation of a handle. Because if we really look at this on a larger time frame, let's see, maybe 4 hours or maybe 6 hours. You know, we'll still see that the formation of this handle possibly. And if this really does have a downtrend where selling can intensify, you know, later tonight, maybe early tomorrow, going into the weekend, then, you know, there's a possibility that she could get to 7,000 and form a really nice handle before coming back up and setting all-time high. But, you know, this is impressive. This is really impressive what it's done. You know, there's really nothing that's going to keep BTC down. You know, she's going to have major corrections, minor corrections, but she always ends up coming back up with a vengeance. So any type of FUD that's being spread on BTC, I wouldn't panic and sell. I mean, if you sell to lock in the profit to get back in, that's completely normal. But if you're not going to take advantage of that, there's no sense of panicking and selling and then kind of just waiting out. But, you know, 7,911 bucks is pretty impressive for it. But we'll see going through the weekend how this is going to react. And then we'll take a look at ETC. Dogecoin at 16 Satoshis. Good time to buy back. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about Doge. If you have it, you know, I wouldn't sell at this current moment. You know, this could be a low. And if you don't have it, I wouldn't buy into Doge, to be honest with you. I'd wait for a correction on BTC or LTC and put that money into something else, something good. But yeah, I don't see Doge going anywhere, to be honest with you. You're all in Doge. You're better off going all in BTC, even if it does have a nice dump to 7,000. Trump will buy Dogecoin and convert it to USD to Dogecoin. Yeah, I don't know about Trump, man. I don't know about Trump. Brandon, welcome, buddy. It's great to see a new name on here. Civic, yeah, you know what? We can take a look at Civic. I know some people are talking to me about Civic, so you know, we can see if it's been in a consolidation state. And as long as, you know, the fundamentals are good with Civics, you know, there's a possibility that it could have a nice profit. Should correct to 5,600. Oh, man. You know, I think we missed that correction. 400. I said 5,000 was going to be the correction. I did not expect it to. I don't really expect it to get to 5,600 currently right now without any FUD being spread, to be honest with you. You know, but if we do have a nice handle forming, you know, I can see that handle forming to about 7,000. Could it go lower? Yeah, definitely. Could it stay above the 7,000? Most definitely. You know, it's just all probabilities and that's about it. So if you have cash on the sideline and you're waiting for an entry, you know, no sense in buying at the high because it could have a correction. And $900 correction on BTC is nothing. It is nothing, to be honest with you. Marian, let's see. Do I think if BTC would drop even momentarily to 7K, BCH would profit? You know, that's really going to be, you know, how I think it's going to play out, where if BT does have a correction, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold, that money could flow into those cryptocurrencies. And if it does flow into them, of course, we know what that will do to the price. I don't think Bitcoin Cash will get back up to almost that $3,000 price range that it had, but it could have a nice run up for anybody that's in it to be able to lock in some profit. But BTC would have to take a dump. So if she does have a nice correction to 7,000 and people are going to be moving, from one cryptocurrency into another, more than likely they're going to put it into Bitcoin Cash or possibly Bitcoin Gold. Who knows? Stefan, that's good to know. So you basically CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, BTC futures opens on Monday. That is good to know. So we'll see exactly how that's going to handle, with the holiday season coming up, to see if new money is going to be flowing in, and maybe BTC will get up to that, 10,000 price range. That'll be huge for it. That'll be huge. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at ETH, and then we'll take a look at BTC. Let me look at this on an overall chart, because this thing has been suppressed. It's been somewhat consolidating between a very big range, and it is out of that range currently right now. And that range was really 275 to about 315. So a difference of, $40 there, that it was really suppressed for an extended period of time, going from basically October 17th. This little breakout here, I wouldn't even consider that, considering it pulled back down all the way up to November 13th. So, almost a month's worth of price action, where it was completely suppressed within that price range of 275 to about 315, 314-ish. But, she has broken out above that 315, and she is maintaining above that 315. So it's somewhat of a positive sign for a short-term price action movement. But we all know with ETH, and ICOs dumping their ETH because they need money. They need, USD. They need fiat in order to sustain, whatever project it is that they're working on, to be able to pay rent, to be able to pay their employees, whatever it might be, to be able to pay utilities. So, I can see this thing retesting that $300 level again and getting back in within that suppressed range of 275 to 315. But currently right now, especially on the 6-hour chart, she is holding up above that 315, as well as holding up above the previous peak. And that previous peak was, let's just say 329 was the previous peak here. So let's go ahead and plot out a line there. So it is holding up above that. And as long as she can hold up above it and just consolidate, it's healthy. As long as she doesn't come and retest, below that 315, where it's just been completely suppressed and held down. But if this thing has any crazy type of up move, I see ICOs, especially the scammy ICOs out there that aren't going to deliver on their promise. They're going to dump it for a profit. They're going to lock in those profits. And we've seen that many times in the past where, she does have a nice move up to the upside, but she just can't maintain that price action move where she'll come back and retest it. So I can see this thing really retesting back a $300 range, breaking below 300, wishful thinking. But that 300 is going to be a key level for it to maintain. And as long as she can maintain it, still somewhat healthy, as long as she doesn't break below that 300 and come and retest that 275. So it's only a matter of time before this thing has a major breakout, but she's got to basically maintain that breakout. Let me try to look at this one on the overall one-day chart. But if this thing does have a nice run up to the up, 395 is going to be a very crucial level. Depending on what exchange you're looking at, 400 was, could have been the high, 420 could have been the high. On Bitfinex, 412 was the high. So for this thing to really get up and maintain a $400 price level, I'm going to be pessimistic and say, what, I don't think she can do it. I don't. With all these ICOs, that are probably hoarding their ETH, they're going to be dumping it close to that all-time high. And 395 is close to that all-time high. So there's a big barrier that she does have to break through. And of course, the first barrier, if this thing really has a sustained move to the upside, and currently right now, she is having a somewhat of a modest, sustained consolidation. She's holding up above that 320. And that 320 in the past was a crucial level to look at. So as long as she holds up, she's got to get above this what is it, possibly 355, which was really the peak that she set before coming and retesting that 275. So currently from this level here, if she does have a big push to the upside, 355 is going to be a crucial level. If she can get up above 355 and maintain that level and just consolidate, it's only going to be a matter of time before she can possibly retest that 395. 395, I don't think she can break above it. I really don't. I just don't have that much faith in Ethereum at this current moment. So that 395 is going to be a big crucial level. And I can see a lot of people, that have probably bought in the 275 range or the 280 range or even the 300 range really start to look close to 395. Even if she touches 400, that's a 33% profit. So for anybody that's swing trading this, or trading this on a weekly basis, that's going to be really a profit level for them, considering that is close to this all-time high. But let's see what you guys are saying, maybe about ETH or some other ones, and then try to answer those questions as best as I can. Daniel, you always got a new coin. Smart Capital and Management. Ticker symbol scam. I'm surprised nobody's come up with that yet. But yeah, man, that's we already got the Ponzi coin. So yeah, why not have a scam coin? Why not have a con coin? You have to purchase it with BitConnect tokens. You got to purchase it with all the scam tokens that are out there. I think they accept Ponzi. You get a 1,500% bonus if you use a scam coin or con coin. So let's see, Stefan, thank you for sharing that. But the features on Monday will be for customers testing, they said. Yeah, I haven't really read up too much about it. I know, it'll definitely do great things for mass adoption. Really, until that happens, until the Chicago Mercantile Exchange can really start listening and people really start funneling money into it, that'll be really the test for BTC. Andreas, welcome, buddy. Welcome. All right, so the other big mover was LTC. LTC had a nice break above 70. I think it's 73 bucks it got to. Let's take a look and see what it touched on GDAX, and then we'll take a look at Bitfinex. $72.50 on GDAX. I think on Bitfinex it might have been a little higher. It's not really displaying the actual $73.50. So a difference of a dollar basically, which isn't too bad. But yeah, this thing has still a long way to go. Even though she did break out, I wouldn't say break out, but she did peak above its previous peak, not the $93, but the peak right up here, which was $70.36. But she couldn't maintain it. There was really, that upside move that she had to maintain, at least maintain the $70 and consolidate. And that would tell me that, you know what, people still believe. Not that people don't believe in LTC, but based on the price action, they're locking in the profits as those profits happen. Bought out $70.35. Let's take a look. Okay, that was a peak back in October 14th. So October 14th, basically a month later, she finally has that nice little break, but really couldn't maintain a close. So let's see what she did close above. Closed at $70.65, and then it closed at $67. So really, it couldn't really maintain that type of move, and that's a huge move on this candlestick, on a half-a-day candlestick, basically going from a low of $62.60 all the way to $73.50. So, $11 increase there, which gotta expect people to take profit. I wouldn't expect anybody to be holding and wishing that it gets up to $93. Not at all. Especially on LTC, where she's a very solid investment, but she's just not able to maintain a key level of resistance that she is breaking. And as long as she can break a key level of resistance and just consolidate for an extended period of time, that's how we know that this is a healthy move. But if she keeps breaking down, from $73.50, she broke down to $65. She gave up majority of that move, and let's see why she retested that. There we go, right there. So prior resistance becomes current support. So that was that resistance there at a little under $65. There was that resistance there again. It attempted to break out. It just couldn't do it. Completely broke down. And when she did break out, she broke out with a vengeance. And this is just a clear confirmation of a breakout within 2 hours, going from $65 all the way to $73.50. An $8 increase. So anybody that's holding, maybe 100 coins, that's $800 in profit within 2 hours. I don't know why they wouldn't lock in the profit. And that's exactly what they did. Or anybody that would have had a shitload of coins, maybe 1,000. That's $8,000 in profit there. But when she did come back and retest it, where did she come back and retest? She held up that $65. So for short-term price action, this is healthy. Even though she hasn't maintained a $70, she's got to give up some of the profits. Profit taking is going to happen. It's normal. It's healthy. But as long as she can maintain areas of resistance, form it as a new support, and that's exactly what she's doing here, that's healthy. And she's in that $65 range. She actually had a nice push back up to about 68 and consolidate, waiting for some sort of price action move between the bears and the bulls, trying to figure out, trying to dictate which way the price action is going to go. But as long as she can hold the 67 or even hold 65 and not break down below it, price action, this is key. And on the 1 hour chart, our 50-day moving average right at $64.97. Let's just say $65. That's really where it's sitting. It's action move that LTC's having. This is somewhat healthy at the current time. And as long as the bears can, as long as the bulls can take control of this price action, there's really no reason that it's not going to retest that $70 again. And $70 should be a resistance for it, considering on the 12-hour chart, but she couldn't maintain and break it. So it's still going to be a resistance for it, even though she did break out above that 70 moment. She just really couldn't maintain that $70. So going forward, that 70 is still going to be a resistance unless she can break out of it with a vengeance. And if she breaks out of it with a vengeance and does the exact same thing that she did here, where prior resistance becomes current support, then there's a possibility that $70 could be a current support level, as long as she breaks out above it and maintains it. So that's going to be big for LTC, but to get up to $93, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I really don't, especially with BTC, providing the title, and I don't think LTC is going to get up to that point. You'd rather buy coffee with LTC? Yeah, especially when LTC is not really moving the way BTC is moving. And if I had a choice, yeah, dude, I would spend LTC and I would spend F on things that I need. I wouldn't spend BTC at all, because BTC is just it's an animal. It really is. Nothing keeps it down. It really doesn't. But let me get to some of the questions that are up top. Yeah, Daniel, and that's a good thing that you mentioned that between the BTC LTC swap. Now that probably had something to do with it moving up to $73. But yeah, it has to have some sort of use, aside from just being able to trade it. Can I go out and spend LTC? Are there a lot of merchants that are accepting LTC? And if there are, then yeah, that's going to do great things for it. Same thing with F as well too. There has to be, mass merchant adoption. Right now, it's mainly BTC that has a mass merchant adoption. Maximus Blue, welcome, buddy. It could boom next year. I mean, it has the ability to. It does. And I think it just needs a little bit of a push from Charlie Lee. It really does. And he can definitely get this thing to go up. He could definitely get this thing to be $150 if he wanted it to be $150. Let's just definitely keep that in mind. If he's tweeting out things left and right about LTC, that could definitely have a good adverse effect on the price action move. Okay, boss list, good morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I forget where you're located. So exactly, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier, Stefan. As long as, and he can, Charlie Lee is tweeting left and right about BTC, or I'm sorry, about LTC, then yeah, it could definitely sustain a $100 price move, $150 price move. It could do it. It just needs a push from him. Stefan is saying, now that Segwit2x is canceled and Segwit2x haters have their own coin to play with, it's full steam ahead with scaling Bitcoin, Litecoin with LN and other second layer scaling solutions. I think that was a quote from Charlie, from what I do remember. But there was something that came out from GDAX, let me see, or Coinbase. Let me see if I can find that email that they sent me, or sent everybody, really. And I was surprised to read that email. I just got to go through these tons of emails that I got. Okay, so here we go. Bitcoin Segwit2x update. They're basically saying there's been a number of developments with Bitcoin Segwit2x since their last update. Last week, the Segwit2x development team announced that they would no longer continue with the project. In addition, a significant portion of miners and other community leaders withdrew their support for the fork, which we all knew. However, and this is the one that got me, however, despite these developments, a small number of miners may attempt to go forward with the fork. And when I read that, I was like, man, if they do, that news that came out last week to cause BTC to tank, was just complete false news or FUD, especially if they're going to go ahead with the 2x fork. And then basically, they're indicating that we wanted to provide clarity about the potential outcomes of the fork and what GDAX will do in each scenario. So in both scenarios, GDAX will disable Bitcoin deposits and withdrawals 6 hours before the fork at approximately 2 a.m. Pacific time on November 17th. And I was like, dude, that's today. That's crazy. Bitcoin BTC trading will not be impacted. Deposits and withdrawals will be enabled shortly afterwards. So first scenario one for them is that network is unscalable. So if support for the fork remains at a current level or decreases, there will not be a functioning Bitcoin 2x network. GDAX will not support withdrawals or trading, as it will be impossible to send funds to GDAX or withdraw funds from GDAX. Currently, we believe this is the most likely scenario. So they believe that is going to be possibly the scenario. But then they do have another scenario as well, too. So if the network gains support at a later date, they will enable Bitcoin 2x withdrawals from the platform. So scenario 2 is network is usable. If transactions are being confirmed at a reasonable speed and miner support is strong, we will allow GDAX customers to withdraw Bitcoin 2x. We will not enable trading as previously stated, but we may enable trading at a later date. So, there's still that scenario that, Segwit2x could still happen, with the support of a couple miners here and there. So we'll see what that's going to do. We'll see if people are going to still flood into the market and start buying up BTC and cause really BTC to get up above that 9,000, possibly 10,000 level, because Segwit2x is going to be happening, supported by, a couple miners here and there. And if that's the case, people are going to want their dividends, their free coins, and I can see the jump on BTC. But only time will tell exactly, what's going to happen with that. Daniel, you see LTC at $100. I don't know, man. Not anytime soon, though. Not anytime soon. It should have already been at $100, over $100, to be honest with you, with the way BTC, ETH, Dash, and every solid, altcoin is moving. There's no reason that BTC has been suppressed, and it has been completely suppressed. Under, I'm not even going to say under, $93, because that was just kind of easy pump that it had. But just to be really suppressed under 70 bucks, because it has 70 once, it didn't do it, tempted to break out again, broke out just momentarily before being pulled back down. So in actuality, it's being suppressed under 70 bucks. Quick cover on XRP. Oh man, I haven't looked at XRP in a long time, but yes, I can definitely do that. So somebody did ask about Civic, so I'll take a look at Civic and then XRP. BTC might break 8,000 as we speak. Yes, I think it will. So if it breaks that 8,040 bucks, then yeah, there is no formation of a handle in this really symmetrical cup and a handle formation possibly. Yes, I completely agree with you, Bossless. But the only thing though is, I can see it reaching, that 1 trillion, by the end of 2018. But that all depends on the top three. That really does. And if it's, as long as the top three can hold up, then yes, there is a chance. But if they can't hold up, then, even though, that's over a year away to the end of 2018, BTC has to hold up, and she's got to get up to that $10,000 range and maintain that $10,000 range, as possibly new money is flowing into other alts. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out on BTC. I'll keep that chart open. But XRP and then Civics, I think, or Civics and then XRP. I forget the ticker. Civics USD. Matthew, welcome, buddy. It has been a while. I've been all right, man. I've been all right. Now the month of November has sucked for me, man. I got sick early in the month, and still fighting it off. Mornings are rough, but as the day kind of goes on, I get better, and then as the night get closer, I get worse again. But yeah, this November has sucked for me, unfortunately. What am I looking at here? Oh, BCH. That's not what I want. So Civic. What has this thing done in the overall? Let's see. I'll take a look at the 1 day first. I mean, with any cryptocurrency that you're looking at, you always want to take a look at the overall picture first to see what it's done in the past, to kind of have an idea what it might do. And it's all probabilities, of course, all probabilities. So this thing has really been taking a beating, like a huge beating. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, and any type of move that this thing has had, it hasn't really maintained that type of closure. I mean, we're seeing a huge, especially with these large wicks, but they're failing to close at the high of that wick. They're being pulled right back down, and this is a 4-hour price action candlestick that we're looking at. So I mean, this is wick central, either on the bottom or the top. I can't see one spot where it has closed at the high of that candlestick. Yeah, I don't think Civics has found that bottom yet. It did for a moment, it looks like. Let me see if I can plot this out. Just for a moment, it found that bottom, and that bottom would have been there, which would have been the prior peak right up here. And it broke through it just momentarily before coming back up. So, I mean, I would say, if this isn't close to the bottom, then, and it's not being supported currently right now, I don't see good things for this. I really don't. The fundamentals must suck for Civics, to be honest with you. I don't really know much about Civics, but looking at the chart, there isn't much support at all. I mean, this thing was 80 cents, above 80 cents, well, actually 75 cents, 78 cents. And for it to really be hammered and not have any type of, momentum to the upside where it's just continuously consolidating on an upward movement. I mean, it's having some nice, dead cat bounces, and they're probably extended dead cat bounces. But unless you're locking in the profits, this thing is not maintaining any type of move to the upside. Within, let's just take a look at this price action move here. September 22nd, had a nice low of 30 cents. And then 6 days later, had a nice move up to 46 cents, but gave it all back. So holding this thing long term is really not beneficial at all. I mean, if you have a sustained move like that, lock in those profits, because she's shown us over and over again, yes, she can have a nice move to the upside, but then she gives it right back, and she gives back more. So it's not even really holding up any support levels. By looking at this, I mean, I would have said on this candlestick here, on this nice drop that it had, that support. So when it had the nice move up to 46, 47 cents, that support should have held up. It didn't hold up at all. So really, I mean, bare bottom support for this thing. Let me see if I can get a little closer. I mean, I would just put in a lowball offer on this in case it does have a major sell-off, and that would be like 15 cents. 15 cents, that's a bare bottom to an extent. I mean, 28 cents now for it. Yeah, it's not really impressive at all. Whoever asked me about civics, that is not impressive. So that's where I would be sitting in with a lowball offer, hoping that it has a major crash, especially BTC's going up and people are selling, their alts are continuously bleeding, and they want to capture the price action move on BTC. Or even if F decides to take a crazy move up to the upside and start breaking those psychological levels, that's when I see probably the dumping on civics or any other alt that has been continuously bleeding and bleeding. And she has shown us that, she can break the support level here. And that support should have held. Even though she did make it back up, she did break through it. So let's take a look at it just a little closer. Matthew, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully December will be a lot better. I think hopefully this is the one and done sickness, funk, virus for the year. But yeah, I've never felt like this in like almost 5 years. This is probably the worst. Actually, last time I felt like this, I basically took myself to the emergency room. All right, so let's see. What did this get down to? Almost 21.5 cents. But yeah, so there is a possibility that, she could crash through that support line. And that is still somewhat of a support, because she came back up. She didn't, consolidate underneath that or consolidate within that 23 cents or 21 cents. She came right back up and really gave some significant profits of to anyone that would have captured that type of move. But yeah, really the best way to play this is to have that lowball offer sitting in the book and kind of waiting, maybe to attempt to test out this 21 cents, if it'll possibly get there. I can't say if it'll get there or not. That all depends on, are people giving up hope on civics, or are they putting out some major news or some major updates? And if they're not, then yeah, this thing could continue to bleed, and I can't seem to change the time frame. Yeah, this thing's acting up on me. But yeah, civics is not looking good, guys. So whoever asked me about civics, it is probably not the time to take any type of position. If you're looking for a position, probably that 21.5 cents, put in a lowball offer in hopes that it gets there. And if it does, you got a position. And then once you have significant profit, this thing, if it does get to 21 cents, should be able to return a 50% profit. But yeah, you got to be happy with it and lock those in. But Yeah, don't put all your eggs into this at all. This does not have any type of nice upward move. XRP. Who asked me about XRP? Andreas. XRP. We'll definitely take a look at that. So 79.75 for BTC currently right now. I mean, it's definitely healthy. So could people possibly be, buying the rumor of Segwit 2X still happening? That's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. Or is that just FUD that's being spread, or false news that's being spread to get BTC to go up so that whales could actually get out at a higher price because they bought in at 5,600, 5,500. Matthew, good question. What exchange have I been using since the Bitfinex F shit? Yeah, dude, unfortunately. And honestly, guys, I haven't really been trading. I had a lot of things that I needed to take care of around the house, and with my kids, and with me being sick. It was just very hard for me to kind of sit at a computer and focus in. But I have a Bitfinex account. I think I'm going to start using Bitfinex. I have been testing out the beta version for Coinbase. I'm sorry, not Coinbase, for Robinhood. So I've been playing it, testing that out. But yeah, those might be the two exchanges that I end up using, as long as Robinhood is not going to have any type of glitches. Right now, they do have a good amount of glitches, from me testing out their beta. But we'll see. I like the fact that I don't have to pay commission. That kind of helps out with the profit that I'm making. But yeah, so it'll basically be, Binance and possibly Robinhood. But I think I'll be leaning more towards Binance. Civics dip again. Let me go back to it. Maybe I'll look at it on the 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes is not going to change. But there's really nothing impressive about Civics. Nothing at all. All right, XRP. Let me find XRP. A lot of red towards the bottom of this. A lot of red. So with XRP, it did have that nice little move to the upside of I think 34 cents. I'm sorry, 24 cents. 34 cents is kind of wishful thinking. 24 cents is what it got up to. And that had to do with, the collaboration with American Express. But we've got to remember, though, I mean, they're not utilizing, the XRP native token whatsoever. Utilizing that at all. So I don't really see much hope for it. It's a great trading tool, if you're able to catch a bottom. If anybody caught, 20 cents and sold at 24 cents, or actually, what did they get up to? 28 cents. Wow. Okay. Let me look at the 1 hour. Yeah, I didn't know it got up. That's a huge, huge pump. From basically 20.5 cents all the way to 28 cents. That's huge. That is huge. But yeah, anytime it has these type of moves, it's not going to sustain it whatsoever. So, I mean, if you end up getting in at 20 cents, or 22 cents, whatever it might be, and it gets up to 28 cents, I mean, I personally wouldn't hold past that range at all. No way. I'd be happy with those profits and I would lock them in instantly. But yeah, prior resistance, and I would say probably there. That was really the resistance there. And I mean, more than a clear confirmation of a breakout. But yeah, nothing that's going to be sustained, nothing that's going to hold up. It's basically people chasing it. XRP's up. I'm going to buy this, and hopefully they got out with a profit, because yeah, it basically kind of gave back just about everything. So it's retesting that support level. Now, is it going to hold up that support level? My honest opinion, from what XRP has done in the past, I'm going to have to say no. It's not going to hold this 22 cents. I can see this thing retesting back down to that 20 cents, possibly 21 and a half cents. If it doesn't even get down to 21 and a half, it'll get down to like 20 and a half cents. I don't see much of a price action move on this. But anytime there is news that comes out where they are onboarding, banks left and right, that's when it's having a crazy push to the upside. And it's just pure manipulation. That's really what it is. Playing that news that's not really going to help the XRP token. Yeah, it'll help Ripple, but it's not going to help the token whatsoever. So yeah, I can see this thing, retesting, the level before it had the breakout. And that's going to be somewhere in the range of 21 cents to 20 and a half cents easily. But yeah, if you're in this, and it has some sort of a push to the upside because of, a minor news that comes out, and really any type of news that comes out for Ripple, it's a minor news for XRP. Unless the bank says, you know what, we are going to start utilizing XRP token. We are going to use it. If they're going to use it, they got to start buying it up. And if they are going to buy it up, then that is going to drive demand and drive the price action movement to the upside. But until that happens, any type of move that XRP has, lock in those profits, be happy with it, because it's going to give it right back. Yeah, nothing impressive with this, unfortunately. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. If you want to transfer funds from one exchange to another, convert your money to Litecoin, hit BTC. It costs $5 to transfer Tether. Wow. But 20 cents to transfer Litecoin. Yeah, I don't even like transferring BTC anymore. I really don't, just because of the fees. Tether, I've never transferred, so I'm not going to worry about that. Really, I mean, the only thing that I really like transferring is F. The transfer fee is very cheap. I didn't know Litecoin was 20 cents. That's also very cheap. But yeah, to transfer BTC, it's not worth it. It is not worth it in the long run at all. The time is lagging. I mean, it'll take a while for you to transfer it. And then the fees. I think last time I transferred like it was like $105. I think I paid a $5 fee to transfer $105. And that was just ridiculous. And I think it took like almost a half an hour for that transfer to go through. So LTC and then F are really the only things that transfer, especially, F. Anytime I transfer F, transaction time is not long at all. And you end up paying like 12 cents, something to that extent. Yeah, LTC is fast. Now it's fast. With Lightning a while back, it definitely wasn't fast at all. I've had issues transferring LTC before Lightning, where it basically the one transfer took like 4.5 hours. And I was like, man, this is the craziest thing. And I was doing it all for arbitrage. That was the reason why I was doing it. Maximus Blue, do I work, or is this my full-time job? This used to be my full-time job, but having kids, I can't make this a full-time job anymore. Whereas in the past, it wasn't bad because they were young. Now that they're getting older, they require a lot more attention. So yeah, this has not become my full-time job at all, but it used to be. Oh, Andreas, that's good to know. Let me write that down. Because now that they're adding more coins on Crypto Watch, it became kind of hard to find the coin that I'm looking for. Use Command or Control on Windows. I will definitely do that going forward. Control F. The XRP pump happened everywhere. So I know you had XRP, Andreas. I don't know if you had sold it a while back. But I mean, yeah, for it to go up from 20 cents, 21 cents to 28 cents, with a very sizable position, I mean, those are significant profits there. Now, if you only had a very small position, yeah, you're not going to see the profit. But with a very sizable position, yeah, I mean, the profits are huge if you're able to capture that type of move, and if you're in front of your computer or you have that lowball offer in the book. I'm sorry, that offer to sell in the book. Let's see. Did Suzanne K. Boss, let's answer that question for you. Wow, it cost 70 cents on hit BTC. That's crazy. Using my my Ether wallet, I think I've paid like 12 cents. I don't think I've ever paid more than 15 cents to transfer ETH. But every exchange is going to have their own fee. It could be 0.001 ETH. I know some of the exchanges will charge you probably an arm and a leg to transfer ETH out instead of transferring it out from my Ether wallet. But yeah, BTC is going to be expensive to transfer. It's going to be expensive. Andrea, so you bought, nice, dude. You bought Ripple or XRP at 15 and sold at 23. Dude, that's huge. That's huge. 8 cents, per coin, basically. Is this a good place to go in again at 22 cents? I would wait and see if she is going to break through that 22 cents. And if she breaks through it and doesn't hold, then yeah, it might not be a good idea to kind of get in at this level here. Wait. I would personally wait for maybe 21 cents, possibly. Because really, I mean, unless some news breaks out, I don't see this thing really maintaining this price action move that it currently has. And I didn't know on November. See, I don't really follow XRP, but yeah, I didn't know on November 18th. Is that November 12th? So that it hit 18 cents. So let's see if that is a good bottom. Yeah, I would like this thing under 20 cents. That's where I would like it. Under 20 cents, I think you're good. If she can get back down to your 15 again, I mean, that's perfect. But I don't think we've seen 15 in a very long period. When was the last time she hit 15? Back in September. And then hit that 30. And that 30 is a strong resistance. Because I don't think she had a crazy breakout for a very extended period of time above that 30. Yeah, that 30 is a strong support, by the way. So, that if you end up getting in, at any levels, and she ends up having a nice crazy breakout because South Korea, wants to pump it, or some minor news comes out of them onboarding a bank, 30 cents or a little under 30 cents is really the price point that you should be selling at and loss. It's kind of wishful thinking, hoping that it breaks out above 30 and gets back up to, 48 cents, 44 cents, which was all-time high in the past. But yeah, this thing has shown us numerous times that, yes, you could have a crazy pump, but she'll give it back, and she'll give back 50% of it just about. LTC and OMG. We looked at LTC, but I will take a look at OMG because I do like OMG. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at OMG. And OMG has been somewhat suppressed as well too. Crypto Cutter, what is up, buddy? Mohammed, welcome, buddy. Will XRP go back up? Not unless there's news that comes out. That's the only time that it's going to have a crazy pump, and you just got to be ready to sell. So it doesn't hurt to kind of put in a very high sell offer. 28 cents right now is somewhat the resistance for it. So last time I looked at this, I forget when it was, on Monday. Yeah, what I would like to see with XRP, I'm sorry, with OMG, is just a nice sustained move to the upside, just continuously grinding to the upside. But I mean, having a nice push up and then giving it all back, it's not the type of move I want to see. And I don't know if you're in this, but if you are, I mean, you'd have to think about it as a long-term hold. And I think, in my opinion, OMG is a solid cryptocurrency, is a solid company that could have the potential to really disrupt this industry. Especially if they can unbank the bank. I mean, a lot of cryptocurrencies, they want to bank the unbanked, but if they can really get that strong hold and start unbanking the bank and really start penetrating the U.S. market, OMG could have a very sustained move to the upside. I haven't been really following, their project to see what they're working on. But yeah, this isn't one I would sell at a loss at all. I haven't bought this in a very long time. Last time I bought it, I think I bought it at $9, and then I sold it at $8.35 before it really came tanking down. So I took a little bit of a loss on it. But ever since then, I haven't bought it. Whereas in the past, I mean, I bought it at $9, sold it at $12.50, sold a little bit at $12.50, and then I sold the rest of what I had, which was a lot more than what I sold at $12.50. Sold it at $13.50 when it got listed on Poloniex, I think it was. But if this thing does have a nice push to the upside, 872, 875 looks like is going to be the resistance for it. All right, for some reason, TradingView is not allowing me to switch the time frame. So let's go ahead and look at it on CryptoWatch. So even on the daily, so anytime, like I said, you look at a cryptocurrency, always look at the daily chart first to kind of see, what has this been grinding down, or has it been having a nice sustained move to the upside? And of course, ever since August, I mean, it had a nice sustained move to the upside, continuously just up, with a little bit of profit taken here and there, but this is a nice, healthy, sustained move to the upside. Whereas currently, and I forget when I plotted these out, she was downtrending, for an extended period of time, as we can see from the downward trend line that I plotted out. But she has broken out above it. So, can this thing continue to grind up to the upside? Considering she has really been beat down. It's that, it's not Civics. We're not looking at Civics chart, even though this part here does kind of resembles, to an extent. But I think there's a lot more community support, a lot more support from the development team. They do have Vitalik as an advisor. And Vitalik is not really there for too many cryptocurrencies. Kyber, OMG, and then maybe one other cryptocurrency. I can't even figure out what it is. But if you're in this, I would not be selling at a loss. Now, I had to sell mine from $9 to $8.35 because I needed to use the funds for something else. But if I didn't need to use the funds at all, I would have held on to it, and I would have probably bought, added more to that position at $8.50. Now, nobody knew that it was going to be dropping to $8.50 on November 1st, but that was a huge drop. But that is going to be the support for it. Really, second area of support is kind of what I see. First area of support is going to be that $6. But she's got some hurdles that she has to cross in order for this thing to really have a nice sustained move to the upside. She's got to break out above this 850. As long as she can break out above 850 and consolidate to the upside, then we'll have a some the upside. But she's got to stay within our trend line. And that's currently the trend line right now that she's forming with this current price action move. So as long as she can maintain that trend line and not break it, and consolidate underneath that trend line, it's a healthy move to the upside. It could be a very extended period of time that it could take this thing to really get up to levels that she really belongs in. But as long as she can grind up to the upside very slowly, we don't need a crazy parabolic move to the upside, because anytime that they do have a parabolic move to the upside, they're going to give up majority of their profits. It's not a sustained move to the upside. But what we need is basically for it to just continuously grind within the trend line that we plot out. And as long as she can do that and break out above this 850, then it's going to have a healthy move to get back up to that possibly $10. But anybody that bought this, at $6, doing pretty well, and I would definitely start locking in some profit. Maybe I would sell 1/10 of what I had, if it gets up to 850, because more than likely, if it gets up to 850, it could break back down. It might get up to 870, but it could break back down and start retesting other areas. But if she has a crazy breakout above that 850, a confirmed breakout, then you still have, a good amount of your tokens left that you can sell at a higher price. But I'm always a fan of locking in profits at key levels of resistance. But hopefully that was helpful. But yeah, OMG, I'm still a fan of it. And if I had funds available, I would definitely be adding to it. Not at this level here, but I would kind of be patient with it and see that, is she going to retest that $6 level? Maybe 610 is where I would be comfortable buying in. Because currently right now, ever since November 1st, maybe not November 2nd, she is being somewhat held down between a specific range, a specific price action range. And that would be $6 to 850, a difference of $2.50. So, I would be more comfortable buying this thing closer to that $6 range than I would be buying it here, because my risk reward, I have more of a risk than I do of a reward, based on the low being $6, for this month especially, and the high being $8. So really my profit's only $1.20 possibly, because it will retest that and then break back down. Whereas if she gets close to $6, my profits are a lot better, or my rewards kind of outweigh my risk. Because if she does have a break below 6, more likely she's only going to break down to about that 550 before grinding up to the upside. So my reward versus my risk, or my risk versus my reward. And right here, I think, I have more of a risk than the reward. Andreas, not a problem, buddy. Not a problem. Yeah, I mean, I'm always a fan of, let's just say hypothetically, I got into Ripple at $15 and I sold at, $28 or $30, for 100% profit, or close to that 100% profit. I don't want to buy it back again at a higher price than what I previously paid for it. So I would want to wait for it to come back down, to the level where I bought it again, or I previously bought it. And that would be, if she gets under that $20, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. 18 cents, even a lot more comfortable. You just got to be patient with it, and if you have funds available, it doesn't hurt to have that open order in the book, for you to buy. Tony, just in time for OMG. Yeah, I like OMG. I'm a big fan of OMG, even though I don't have any currently right now. But yeah, I mean, last time I covered this thing and covered it heavily, I talked about it coming down to possibly that 550 range. And I think some of you guys did take advantage of 50. How's F going? We'll take a look at F again. But BTC didn't break out above that $8,040. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to completely break down from where it is now, but it's still in the formation of a handle. It really is. So we'll see as time goes on if it starts to downtrend further and form a nicer handle in that cup. K-Bossless. Did it drop $400? Let's see. It did drop to 7,500. So, basically almost, $500 that it did drop. And honestly, I don't know if there was any news, but we got to expect profit taken. There are going to be people out there taking profits, considering that Segwit 2X was somewhat called off, and I say somewhat because now there is a possibility that a small amount of miners are going to support it. But yeah, you got to expect profit taken. I mean, this thing has gone from 5,400 on November 12th. Today's the 17th. Within 5 days. Within 5 days, it's up. What is that? 2,000. I'm sorry, 3,000. Oh, I can't even do the math today. $2,600. 2,600 bucks. So close to a 50% profit, within a 5 day period, maybe a little less than 5 days, 4 days, basically. So you got to expect, a correction, and a $500 correction. It's a drop in a bucket for BTC. It's not that much at all. Now the correction that we had up here from, almost 7,900 bucks, or what was this at? Yeah, let's just say 7,900 bucks, $7,899.90. From 7,900 all the way down to 5,400. I mean, that's a huge retracement. But it came right back up. So yeah, 500 bucks for it to go down, it's not much at all. 900 bucks for it to go down, it's not much at all. So, if this handle does form and, people are really heavily locking in those profits because they bought in at 5,500 bucks or they bought in at 6,000, and this thing really starts to downtrend and people see that their profits are somewhat dwindling, then yeah, there's a possibility that, they could start selling off on their BTC, moving it to LTC, moving it to ETH, or possibly moving it to USD, that this could form a nice handle and get down to that $7,000 range. And on a 6-hour chart, our 50-day moving average is basically sitting right at a little over, let's see, it's sitting at 6,970 bucks. And our smaller moving average, let's see what that is. 17-day moving average, I think it's 17 that I have it set for. If this thing will cooperate with me. Yes, so 17. Our 17-day moving average is situated right at 7,100. So there's a possibility that, on the 6-hour price action movement, if there is an intensified profit taken, that she could retest those levels. And that would form a nice, basically symmetrical handle where we got the cup and then we got the handle. But yeah, to break below 7, there would have to be some crazy news that comes out. Crazy news. And the reason why I like that 7,000 as the handle formation all has to do with what it's done in the past. And I like that support line that it held right here before really making a new time high. So that's why that 7,000 could be a crucial level for that handle to really come down and form, as long as this thing doesn't break out above 8,040 bucks. Do I think OMG will hit 660? I mean, it's not that far away. It's only 67 cents away from its current price action move. So I think the probabilities for it to hit 660 are definitely there in comparison to hitting 550. It's not that far. And, it has played within that range of 850 to $6. So 660 could definitely be attainable, to be honest with you. More than likely, though, if she does have a nice break, I would look to see for a break below $6.83. A $6.83 break is going to be somewhat crucial. And that all has to do with, what it's done in the past here on this peak. So a break below the 660, I'm sorry, a break below 683. If I can get this in cooperate. Yes, so 682. So let's just say 680. A break below 680 can definitely get it to that 660, and more than likely probably get it to $6.05, $6.10, something to that extent. And that's where I would be comfortable buying in. I wouldn't feel comfortable going all in case there is no support for it at that level. But currently, right now, for the whole month of November, that has been the range, and that is the bottom of the range of $6.05. And I would feel comfortable, maybe putting in 30% or 40% of my capital at that price range. And then if she does dip to that $5.50, adding more to it and lowering that cost average. and I've looked at this heavily in the past. I forget what video it was that I covered it, but that 550 is going to be a crucial level. I don't really see it getting down to $4. I really don't. Crazy selling would have to intensify. And there would have to be bad news coming out, where OMG was hacked, something to that extent, or it was being banned in certain countries, or it was trying to gain a footprint, in certain countries, and it was denied. There would have to be some crazy things that would happen for it in order for it to reach that $4. But I would always have capital left over, just in case it does. I mean, this is the wild, wild west of a cryptocurrency market that we're all involved in, and anything is possible. Anything is possible. I mean, it doesn't even have to be true, accurate news. It could just be FUD that's being spread. Somebody on Twitter, hacking, OMG's Twitter account and putting out some false information could get this thing to crash, and could get it to crash to, anything's possible. But I mean, I'd like the $6 range, for me to take a position in it. And I would definitely even more if it was 550. Yeah, $6, I think you're safe, because then your reward versus your risk is a lot higher. Let's see, Andreas, when a coin is on a certain price and doesn't retest a lower level and keep going up, how can we decide which other value is a good entry point? All right, that's a good question, man. That's a very good question. I'm trying to find a very good example of that. Let's see. Maybe on BTC. Or no, maybe not BTC. Let's take a look at ETH again. All right, let's see if ETH is even a good one to look at. Definitely not. So in the past, I've talked about, prior resistance becoming current support. So if something does have a major breakout above, a certain price point. So let me see if I can find a good one here. Yeah, ETH is not a good one. Maybe LTC. I like to play the 50% retracement, from where it started to where basically, where the clear confirmation of a breakout started. So let's take a look at LTC and see if LTC is a good one to look at. You really you can't go wrong with a 50% retracement from where the breakout started to where it peaked. Because if something's going parabolic, I mean, it's hard to figure out, okay, what is this the point where it's going to start turning around and start breaking down, and where people are going to start taking profit. If you decide to get in when it's completely breaking out, the best thing to do, and I've done it in the past, is to just kind of possibly get in, hold your breath, and when you need to breathe, hit that sell button. And you might have to pay the commission and just do a market sell. But yeah, that's really the only way to, because you might not be able to put in a limit order to sell. And this thing doesn't want to load for me, unfortunately. Hopefully the stream is still going.